If our universe is toroidal, does that mean that it has to be in something? No, all it's doing is just describing the way directions work. If you go any distance in one direction long enough, you will eventually come back to the original point. The shape does not have to exist within anything. And here's a good way to think about it. Have you ever played an old 16-bit RPG? You get your airship and you start flying around the world. That world is toroidal. Even though it doesn't have a shape, even though you don't look at it and go, donut, it's toroidal. It's flat and toroidal, much like our universe. You go far enough in one direction, you wrap around to the other side. Now that isn't in anything. That game universe isn't in anything. Like if we gave you all the wall hacks, all the cheats you wanted, you can go as far as you like in that game universe and you won't find what it's inside. It is just the entirety of that game's universe. You can't do anything in the game's code to get outside of that map because nothing exists outside of that map. There are no maps outside of that map. That map is the whole universe. Now you can use the dev tools and scale up that map. You could basically click and drag and make everything bigger. But then when you go back to playing the game, there's still nothing outside that map. That map is still the whole of the game's universe. The same holds true for our universe. It doesn't have to exist within anything. There is no physical property, no law of physics that says that our universe has to exist within something. People keep saying it only makes logical sense, but you're only saying that because you've only experienced the 3 dimensions around you. The problem is that logical path is infinitely recursive. Like you say that the universe has to be inside something. Okay, then what is the stuff that the universe is inside? And what's that inside? And what's that inside? And what's that inside? Going on infinitely. Until eventually the only thing you're saying is something out there has to be infinite. But a lot of thought in cosmology and astronomy these days says that we don't think there are a whole lot of infinite things out there, if any. Infinite is a concept, a mathematical concept, but it may not exist in reality. So saying that something has to be infinite because stuff has to exist inside other stuff doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense, because stuff doesn't have to exist inside other stuff. The universe, space itself, is space. It doesn't have to exist inside anything else. It can get bigger without getting bigger into anything else. It's the space itself. Nothing has to contain it. There is no physical property that says that has to be the case. It might be hard to think about, but it's true.